I was about to rob myself of the life that I literally deserve because it don't feel right. Comfortability kills. It kills the soul. It kills the spirit. It kills your dreams. You cannot do anything while you're comfortable. If you're comfortable, run. How do you feel, Ken? Hi. She didn't answer my question. That's okay. Where am I going? Okay. I'm the leader, y'all. And I'm keeping that in because that's real. Update. If you choose to leave a house being half naked, like me, you're gonna be cold. I'm over here worried about my damn wig flying off in this damn water. But y'all, cold as shit. Ooh, look, my legs cold.
The first thing they do is go off on you, and they can't go back and talk to you like an adult. Or flip side, if you're in a conversation with your partner and they're really dismissive, you can tell in their body language they're not really listening to you, then that may not be the person for you. And I feel like communication skills, especially in college, come with growth. Like, everybody's not gonna be perfect at first. Everybody's not gonna get it down. I know I'm not the best communicator sometimes when I feel like I'm not wrong. But I do think it's important that you pay attention to how those people are talking to you and how you're talking to them and how you're listening. Like, those communication skills could be red or green. I hate you, oh my, oh my, yeah.
And living the way you're supposed to live, and you're comfortable enough to look in that mirror every day and love the person that you see, that's a forever like goal.
Yeah, that's true freedom.
That's true. That's true freedom. And you freeing yourself and getting to a point where you found this version of you. Sometimes when you change, people around you don't accept the change.
Ooh,
immediately.
Come on and preach then. He ain't religious, but he preaches.
Sometimes your change isn't on par for others, and because of that, your change sometimes forces you to leave some behind.
Got to.
And in that moment or in that time, as you're leaving those individuals or individual, whatever it is, those relationships behind, you know, they come with a little heartache, they come with a little turmoil, or I guess you could say just a little stoppage, right? There's a little bit of a drama that can present itself in that. For you and your change, do you feel like it was supported by the right people? Or do you feel like the right people eventually had to learn to get on this train or get left behind with you? What was that transition like?
for me, I had the right people in foundation.
Okay.
Right, which is like my husband, my children, like my family, right, my daddy. But I did have friends who could not accept my freedom.
Okay.
And people that I adored and loved and spent a lot of time and years with, who were not ready for this tab because they're not ready for their own freedom. And I couldn't take it personal. Absolutely it hurt. Absolutely I did not feel well for a while. Like, dang God, I gotta let these people go. But when you let go of the old you, a lot of other things get let go with it. And you gotta be all right with that, right? If you want, because my prayer was also, God, expand my territory. I want to do the things that you have called me to do. And in expanding it, he also had to make it smaller. Because a lot of times people think expand means huge. Sometimes expand means small. It makes my circle smaller so that I can grow bigger.
I think I started something. I got what I wanted. Did not, can't feel nothing. Superhuman, even when I'm fucking Viagra, popping every single record. Auto tune in, zero emotion, muted emotion, pitch corrected, computed emotion. I blame it on a model bra with a Hollywood smile. Stripper booty in a rack like wow. Brain like Berkeley, met her at Coachella. I went to see Chica, she with the CC trip. Perfect. I took a seat on the ice cold dawn. She handed me an ice blue bong, whatever. She said she wanna be.
How did he do that? Okay, this is fun. Okay.
For tuition, doing porn in the fab. At least she working.
Okay.
Girl, I can't feel my face. But I was smoking anyway.
That was cute.
She said, don't let
All I do is laugh. Like, girl, can you delete? Oh, maybe it's the camera. Maybe you guys are making me nervous. Cause stop looking at me. Oh my God, why on here I look like I'm finna bust out cause of my boobs, but then on here it looks nice. Okay, you guys are making me nervous. Cut the camera. Conditioning. So I named my paper Learning to Live. I didn't realize some of the things that I do every day involve classical, I believe it's called operant, and observational learning. As humans, we associate a certain Go Tigers. Roar. Y'all, I love making content, like all type of content. Like normally, like last year, like 2023, you would not think I would be recording off of 2 phones, have what is this, have notes on my iPad, and then looking at my laptop behind the phone that I'm talking to while listening to this other phone with this light on it. Like, if you don't love recording content, then it's just not for you. But if you find yourself loving something, and it just, whether that's praying, whether that's drawing, whether that's creating fashion designs, or I don't know, anything that you love, just go ahead and do it. Like, you don't have to, people be like, oh, you're not gonna love everything you do. Why the fuck not? Let me not be like, drop out. Cause, if you're in college, do what you do. If you feel like college is not for you, drop out. If you're in high school though, and you feel like high school not for you, don't go to college then, because college is very advanced, but I would advise you to get your diploma. Get that diploma, okay? Get that diploma. But yeah, I'm done talking. In the next clip, y'all gonna see me with my mini mic, and I'm gonna have my own TED Talk, so cut the camera. Hey y'all, so I'm tired. I'm trying to switch up the location because I know last time I was outside when I talked to you guys, but y'all, it was so windy outside, I had to yell at y'all through a microphone. So I'm in the student union and it's a little warm in here. I feel like I should sit over here. What about over there? Y'all, that's my favorite lunch spot. I sit over there every time I come in here by myself. That's my spot. But I feel like I should sit over here at this big table by myself. Yeah, I think over here is cool. Okay, let me set up.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on the low for a faded fuck. I'm so faded love. Shit, what the fuck you complaining for? Feeling jaded up. Used to trip off that shit I was kicking to you. Had some fun on the run, though I give it to you. But baby, don't get it twisted. You was just another nigga on the hit list. Tryna fix any issues with a bad bitch. Didn't they tell you that I was a savage? Fuck your white horse and a carriage. But you never could imagine. Never thought you could have it. You.
Hey y'all. So, I was filming for about an hour in this setup and I just cut the camera. That's been my saying this whole video, cut the camera. But I cut the camera because I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was coming out. I didn't like how I was talking. I was more anxious. And that's not the vibe that I want on my channel. I create art. I create YouTube videos that, reflect me and who I want to be and who I'm in the process of becoming. And this Asia-Mel is not anxious. This Asia-Mel is not rushing. This Asia-Mel, doesn't have nowhere to be. And I feel like the previous clips that I was recording gave off and I can see why, because this whole month it was like I was on the go. Literally, I was even supposed to record this yesterday, and I just told myself, I'm like, it will get done. Because I needed to take my time back. I needed to take my time back. I've been showing up for classes, showing up with homework, showing up for work. I've literally been showing up for everything else that calls me or that I am called to or that I have a position with. And today is my time to show up for YouTube. Today is my time to pour into something that is me and not just the position. I'm not a YouTuber. Okay, I am a girl that likes creating YouTube videos and connecting with a more pure audience that appreciates realistic, relatable content. So, let's get into today's little TED Talk session. Gatekeeping is self-love. Keep stuff to yourself more. You don't have to over-explain. You don't have to sell yourself. If you don't feel like doing something, you don't have to do it. Call off for work. You don't have to go in just because you feel like, bills have to be paid and, if you know that when you go into that job and you clock in that you're not going to do your best job or you're not going to do it to the best of your ability, don't go. I feel like we feel like we're tied to stuff. Like we're tied to jobs, we're tied to school, we're tied to people, relationships, dogs. Like, if you don't feel like you're going to handle something to the best of your abilities, don't mess it up. Give it to someone who you know will fulfill it. And I know everyone doesn't have that luxury because we're all trying to live to our best abilities. We're all trying to fulfill our purpose and, just make it day to day. But sometimes you can't do it. And that's okay. Don't feel incapable. Like, don't feel like you're incapable of doing it. Don't beat yourself up. Like, why can't I do it? Everyone else can do this with ease. It's just not for you. And let's just accept what's not for us. Yesterday it could have been for you, and today it's not. And I want you to be okay with that because you're not the same person you was yesterday. You probably look the same, hair color probably same, probably drive the same car, probably live in the same spot, but you're different. And you're allowed to change, you're allowed to evolve as time goes on. Like, you could wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm tired of this shit. I want something new. Then go get something new. Like, go. There's new stuff out there. There's new people out there. You haven't even met everyone that loves you yet. Like, just go for it. Just go for it. And when you do find it, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Because gatekeeping is self love. And that's why I chose to name that for this video. Just keep it to yourself. Make memories, keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell everyone. Keep stuff to yourself. Okay, so I was watching Sarah Jake Summers. What is it called? Sermon. Bro, I was like, Summer's sermon. I was watching Sarah Jake Roberts' sermon called Keep the Faith. And she said this, and it stuck out to me. She said, I keep defending my miracle. I can't even enjoy it. So, how does this apply to gatekeeping? Because gatekeeping is when you don't tell someone something. Someone asks you a question and you don't tell them the direct answer, you go around it. That's gatekeeping. And we live in a culture where people hate gatekeeping because you're like, oh, girl, just tell me, just tell me, just tell me. It's not your fault that you like to gatekeep. It's the culture and this society's fault that they feel entitled. You don't have to tell people shit if you don't want to tell them shit. What I do know is when I stop telling people every little detail about my life became more peaceful. It became more peaceful because the less someone knows, the less power you give them to destroy that thing, manipulate it, try to tear it down. You give people less power over you, the less you tell them. I was about to say the less they know about you. Well, that too, but just gatekeep. And so, how this relates to gatekeeping is once you tell someone something, you feel like you have to over explain yourself. Now, I've struggled with this myself, y'all. And it stems from my childhood where I was a very quiet child. And, my mom, she always got to me. She's like, you got to talk up, you got to speak up, you got to. I didn't want to do it. So growing up, I felt like I didn't have a voice. Well, since I didn't talk, my mom became my voice, but then I got tired of that because I'm like, girl, like, I can speak for myself. Like, I can defend myself now. So now or what I used to do was I would naturally over explain myself. Like, if I'd be like, no, I don't want to go to a party, it would be like, because I'm this, and that, da, 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 da. No, I don't want to do this because I'm da, da, da. No, I don't want to engage with that activity. And then that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you got to say. Nothing extra, nothing more, nothing less. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. That's gatekeeping. You're keeping something for yourself because you want to keep it for yourself. And even when it comes to like people, like y'all ever like have that friend or have that person that's like, damn, just turned off on me. Y'all ever had that friend, that person like, oh well, I'm not gonna show y'all what he looks like because, y'all gonna think he's ugly, but I think he's cute, so I'm gonna keep him to myself. And then people be like, no, girl, show us him. We wanna see him. We wanna see him. And then people be like, get so intense to others, like to please other people, that you'll end up not liking something because someone else doesn't like it. But if you never would have told them that you like this in the first place, your ass would have still liked what you like. Also, I think it's a form of like peer pressure and a lack of self identity. When you don't know yourself, it's easier for people to attack your spirit. You got to clean that up real quick, especially if you're like older in age. You got to clean that up because it's going to be easier for people to tear you down when they know it's so easy to get to you. So the more you hold for yourself, the more you'll have for yourself. Also, when people withhold information that they should have told people, it's well, you should have told me, you could have came to me, you could have. I don't feel like that's right in a way, because it's like some people need to go through stuff alone, and some people need to know that they're able to go through stuff alone, because sometimes when you reach out to someone's not going to answer. That person you reach out to is not going to answer. Sometimes you're gonna be alone. And this is why gatekeeping is good to a certain extent, because you need to learn how to process things alone, how to go through things alone. Not to say you'll always be alone, not to say your community sucks and you need a new one. If it does, though, then you do need a new one. But I'm saying, like, we're getting older. I'm getting older. And I want to be able to trust myself. And I used to lack trust in myself, y'all. And I wrote it on my contract. I think it was number 3. I trust myself. I'm trusting myself. I'm building a relationship with myself. Because how do you expect to build a relationship with all these other people, all these other souls, all this other spiritual stuff? You can't build a relationship with yourself. What are you telling yourself? You're saying to yourself that you're not worthy of building a relationship with, but you can go out and build a relationship with a stranger. Like, that's why gatekeeping is self-love. And if you just feel the need, like you just really want to get stuff off your chest, y'all journal, talk out loud to yourself. I know some girlies, they talk to their phone, they talk to their iPad, they type it up, they write it down in a letter, they burn it, smash a plate. Do what you need to do, but you need to be really big on catering to your needs, not so much physical, but internal, because that's real and that's how you can take care of yourself. I went to Bible study last week and my pastor said it. He was like, what God called for you to do is what he called you to do. Your purpose, your goals, your whatever is for you. And he basically was talking about boundaries. So with everything I was going through, crying, y'all, I was crying like every day, every night, still showing up for work, still going to class, wasn't talking to no one. I wasn't able to focus on what the hell I was doing. And even though I was doing it, like literally like turning stuff in and, da, 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 I just wasn't there mentally. And I felt myself being on the verge to slip. And I don't want y'all to feel like when people smile a lot and it looks like their life is going great, that they are not on the verge of slipping. Like, slipping looks differently. You don't have to not wash your ass and not brush your teeth and just look a hot mess. Sometimes you don't look like what you're going through. And literally, that's why the saying is never look like what you're going through exists, because some people will put that shit on and take it right off and go cry. Like, so serious. But in Bible study, he was talking about boundaries and he was just like, know your limits. Know what's for you and what's not for you. Know where you need to be at and where you don't need to be at. And if you know that where you're going does not align with what you have in store for you, or what you plan to have in store for you, or what the higher power, whatever you believe in, has in store with you, you don't need to be there. And let's not even take it the Christian route. Let's not even take it the spiritual route. Let's just talk about you for yourself. If you know you have certain goals and that you can't engage with certain things, you'll know what's for you and what's not for you. You'll know the people that's for you and the people that's not for you. Like, you'll just feel it in your spirit. And when you feel it in your spirit, do not ignore it. Do not turn away from it, because you will reap what you're about to sow. That's all I got to say. Like, boundaries, like, you just have to know. So for me, My friend literally asked me, she was like, because I had planned to go to this event that was on campus for Black History Month, but that was the day I was crying. I was just like, nah, like my social battery just down. Like I need to go in the house. She had asked me, she was like, are you still going out? I said, I think it's best if I go home. That was my boundary. Because me going to that event, yes, I would have been there like to support the people and see the showcase and just be out to be out. It wasn't my place to be out. I was not in the position to fulfill that need of supporting whoever at the time because I just couldn't do it. And back to what I was saying before, if you just can't do it, you just can't do it. Don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like, no, it's Black History Month. No, I planned this. No, no. Just like how you keep saying no. No. If you don't want to do it, you don't feel up to it, don't do it. That's why I was saying call out of work, skip class. You have to make sure that you're okay. Cause it gets scary out here, y'all. It gets real fucking scary. And I was scared this week. I was scared out of my mind. Cause I'm like, what the hell is going on? But in that time, like I said, I regained my focus. I started praying like I don't know what. I text the group chat. Group chat thought I was dead. Text the group chat. They was going through their own shit as well. Like people go through shit. Like we're humans. We're all going through something. But don't feel like you have to show up 24/7. If you don't have energy 24/7, sit your ass down. It's okay. People are gonna figure out how to do it without you. Like, don't feel like if you just stop talking and da da da, the world is gonna stop. It's gonna keep on moving. And when you feel like you're up for it again, go ahead and try it again. Now, maybe people are gonna feel different depending on how you backed up out of it. But hey, if you taking care of you, that's all that matters. I respect anyone who takes care of themselves. Now, again, it depends how you do it. Like, if you're gonna take care of yourself, might want to let people know. You might want to communicate. But if you don't even feel the need to communicate, then hey, go ahead and do your big one, twin. Rock out. I read the whole journal chapter and it talked about giving up your idols. We give power to certain things. We give power to our cars, all these tangible items, all these people who we don't know. That's why I don't really engage with like beef between celebrities because I don't know them. I don't know what was going on. We just know what social media wants us to know, what the shade room wants us to know. So yeah. And it was like give up all your idols, and basically just reminding Jonah to do what God asked him to do. We all have a purpose. I can just see myself like it was so easy to almost fall back into where I was going to. It wasn't so much like the drinking, the smoking, the partying, because no, but it was more like the gossip part and just the like being all wrapped up in other people's problems and this that, and the third. So reading Jonah, it was like a wake up call for me to like God asked me to do something. I have my own goals. I have my own not issues, but like I have my own stuff going on. I need to get back and focus on me. It was definitely like okay, like if we on a level and then it's like friends and you leading towards more friends. And nothing's wrong with being there for your girls because everyone's going through something. But don't be so wrapped up on what other people have going on that you forget what you got going on. Did my first fast and y'all everyone in their life is probably going to go through a food fasting. To each his own. That's all I'm saying. To each his own. Everyone's going to go through in their own path and their own story and journey. But y'all, that fast was fastful. I was drinking nothing but water. And I went to my pastor and my pastor, he was like, oh, you did cold turkey. Okay, like clearly you're not supposed to do that. If you do ever decide to fast, baby, don't go cold turkey. It was just my first one. I broke that fast and I got me some Wendy's. I got me a 4 for $4. I'm lying. I got me a biggie bag and I upgraded my fries to them baconator fries, y'all. Oh, it was so good to eat. Now, even though I was really like on the verge of about to pass out, that's why I don't recommend that you just hop on the fast wave. Like that's something you really need to look into. But I was able to think. I really had an issue with being focused and anxious. Like every week
I'm constantly turning in my work, doing stuff in. Y'all saw in the video, like I was recording a video for my project. That wasn't due till like next week. I literally finished the project within 3 days, and I'm just always on the go. I'm always moving. I just started this new internship, trying to build up my resume, take my professional pictures, all that stuff. And so that fast, like it really helped me stay focused for me to understand like I have stuff to do. I can't afford to fool in certain areas. I can't. That's not how I wanted my 2024 to go. It's a time and a place. And when it's time for you to have your fun, have your fun. But when it's time for you to handle your business. Even though I was going through so much in February, one of my goals for February was to finish the book I was reading, which was this book, y'all. I'm finally getting back into reading books. I used to read books so much last year, 2023. And somewhere in the year, like I feel like it was like summertime, I just stopped reading. I wanted to get back on that wave because I love reading. I love reading. And I'm going to try to, well, I'm not going to try. I am going to substitute some of my screen time, whether that's my phone, whether that's my TV, my laptop, or whatever, with reading. So I just finished this book. It's Somebody's Daughter, a memoir by Ashley Seaford. This will trigger you. I'm being so for real, y'all. It's Sorry, y'all. I seen someone walking, and I don't know if she had on a mask or what, but she looked sort of creepy. Anyway, this book is going to trigger you. I got it from Target.
Yeah, anything you want, you just go for it, focus, be positive, don't hang around too much negative people. You just focus on, life, what you want to be, and you go for it. Work hard, save your money. Yeah, save your money. Yeah. And that will put you in the right track with God's blessing. Whatever you want to do it at a young age. Don't wait till when you're older. Things get harder and tougher when you get older. Yeah.